What is going on, everyone? Welcome to Tech Savvy Buyer. So today I got my hands on TaoTronics' latest mesh Wi-Fi router system, and this is actually their 3-pack. So I'm going to do a deep dive as to what exactly you get in the box, how exactly this functions, what are all the cool features about this, the price, all that good jazz, and why I actually think you should really seriously consider picking this up if you're looking for a mesh router system for your home. We're going to take a look at all these good things. We'll dive deep into it, as I mentioned, after we get a word from today's sponsor. Today's video is sponsored by GVGMall.com. GVG Mall carries a wide variety of game currencies and gift cards that you could use to take your gaming to the next level. If you're looking for a fresh copy of Windows or Microsoft Office, then you can certainly find those on GVGMall.com as well. They are priced very competitively and offer legit copies of Microsoft software. You can pick up a copy of Windows 10 Pro for under 15 bucks. Visit GVGMall.com for more information and use code TSB to save during checkout. So welcome back, guys. Now let's take a look at what you get inside the box, and then we'll go over all the different features that this guy carries. So inside the box, you actually get a very nice little quick installation guide. Pretty easy to use, by the way. All you got to do is get it in touch with an app on your phone, whether it's an iOS or Android device, and you're able to just set up everything pretty quickly. I'll walk you guys through that process as well. So you get your quick start guide. Underneath that, you get this nice little foam layout, which has little individual packaged boxes of the power adapters. So this specific kit that was sent to me for review had 3 Wi-Fi routers in there. It was a part of 3, so that's why I've got 3 power adapters coming inside this. And I've also got an Ethernet cable to use with one of the units where you attach it to your cable modem. Underneath that foam, you actually get 3 of these individually wrapped nice Wi-Fi routers. Now, size-wise, these guys are actually pretty decently sized. I'd say they're not any small ones like I've shown you on my channel with some of the more budget options that I've reviewed in the past. So it definitely speaks to its quality. One of the things that I really like of it is the overall build quality and the aesthetics that TaoTronics decided to go with here. So on the bottom, you can see there's chrome feet. On the top, there's a space where it has an LED light under it that glows depending on what the connection status is. Now, usually other modems have just a tiny dot and they use maybe one single LED bulb, but this one's got a nice halo ring effect going on top that actually adds a pretty nice effect depending on where you're placing this in your house. So throughout my home, I've placed this, in a trifecta type setup. I've got one here down in my studio. I have one placed near my cable modem, and then I have one in my TV lounge area, just so that I have complete coverage of my home. Now, this is rated to cover up to 6,000 square feet, which is a tremendous amount of space that you can cover with this. And guys, to be honest, I've been testing this out for almost a full month at this point. I've had this sitting for a while before I decided to go ahead and put this review together, just so I gave you guys accurate information. So looks wise, it really fits the bill. Build quality definitely fits the bill as well. Now let's cover the features and, what are some issues I saw with this while setting it up and using it in general, and overall, what are the really good things about it? So first, let's look at the connections on the back. On the back, you've got a USB 3.0 port along with 4 gigabit Ethernet ports. So this is pretty fantastic. One of those ports is going to be used to connect to your internet connection if you're going to use this device or any one of the units as your primary router, and the rest of them will actually have access to 3 gigabit Ethernet ports for you to use as like a hardwired connection in your home, so you can have a nice little router setup or a hardwired setup in any room that you want where these are being located. Next to that, you also have your power connector as well as a reset button and a power button. So connectivity wise, it's got quite a bit of things going for it, and honestly, it really should considering the price point for this. So jumping into price real quick. 2 of these guys will set you back $240. So the price is definitely between like the high-end guys that you see out there, like the Velop systems or the Orbi systems and some of the other ones that are out there, compared to some of the lower ones that I've reviewed on this channel, like MeshForce or Tenda Nova, for example. This is a perfect sweet spot. And frankly, guys, without you having to watch more of this video, this product, in my opinion and in my usage, far outperformed the Linksys Velop. And I mean that not in terms of just the amount of distance, but also the transfer of speeds and the reliability and connectivity issues. I, in my testing, did not have any reliability or connectivity issues while using this device, meaning I never had signal drops. I never had a portion of this turned off for a while, with the exception of when it's doing a firmware update, which is another cool thing that it automatically does that according to pre-programmed timings that you set for it. It always stayed on and it always stayed available. Another really cool feature about this is while you're setting up the device using the app, it'll actually guide you as to how far you can go ahead and place the additional routers so that it still stays within contact of the primary router. And this is really important because if you go too far out of range, it's not going to be picking up good signal from the base one, which means you're probably not going to be getting good signals in that portion of the coverage of your home or wherever it is that you choose to set it up. So you actually use your phone and it connects to the base router through Bluetooth, and it actually communicates through Bluetooth as to how far you should go. And there's a little meter on there that guides you as to how far you should be going before it says it's not out of range or whether it is within range. I like that feature a lot. I thought that was really handy considering most people won't know where exactly they want to go ahead and place this, but all in all, it made for a really intuitive experience. So let's jump into the tech specs of this guy. So now this does support beamforming technology between the routers itself. So they're actually on a separate channel communicating with each other, which means while you're trying to download, you're not competing with any of those signals. It goes up to 3,000 megabits of speed through Wi-Fi, which is a tremendous amount of speed. You've got Wi-Fi 5 support on here. You can support the traditional 2.4 gig networks as well. So you've got ABC, G, and N. You also have MU-MIMO support on this, which means that you're going to have really, really good transfer speeds between the devices, and even if you're using your own, smart devices or whatever it is that you decide to connect over to this. So in terms of connectivity, this thing is fantastic. Now, I mentioned before, you have the LAN ports in the back to do hardwire connections, and then overall, you've got a really solid network. This is really considered up there with all of those high-end $500 plus different mesh Wi-Fi router systems that you can buy in the market today, like your local Best Buy or wherever. So aside from the connectivity being awesome, I did a download test of speed and it was giving me faster speeds than any of the other budget Wi-Fi routers that I've reviewed in the past, which was kind of expected considering this is more expensive. And on top of that, you actually have a really intuitive app to use. So the app lets you basically go ahead and control the entire network how you see fit. You've got options to do quality of service or prioritization of different devices. You can set up a guest network on there. You can set up a whitelist/blacklist. There's just a ton of different things. The only thing that's lacking, in my opinion, through the app is being able to split your Wi-Fi into a dedicated 5 gigs network versus a dedicated 2.4 gigs network. So that would really be the only con at this price point. I'd say that they should have gone ahead and given you the option to split out your Wi-Fi systems, even if they would carry the same name, but it'd be nice to know that if your device is connected via 5 gigs or versus 2.4 gigs, especially if you're someone that's going to do remote play or any type of gaming, you want to have that 5 gig speed because the latency is a lot lower compared to playing on a 2.4 gigs network. So, that's the only con of this. Aside from that, guys, this is a very, very fantastic Wi-Fi router system. And honestly, huge shout out to TaoTronics for letting me play around with this and get a chance to test it. I truly believe that at its price point, it's carved out a really good niche for itself. It's got the looks, it's got the design build, it's got all the features that you'd ever want under the sun. And then you also have the ability to order only 2 of them, even only 1 if you want for $100, or you can get 3 like I have here and get full home coverage depending on the size of your home, of course, for $360. So if you guys are interested in picking this up, I'll leave a link in the description below. If you guys have tried this before and you want to leave some feedback, let me know. Or if you guys just have questions in general, go ahead and let me know in the comments below. If you guys enjoyed this content, go ahead and hit that like button while you're here and maybe consider subscribing so you help this channel grow. Plus, you'll be up to date with all the new stuff that I'm putting out eventually. So as always, guys, stay smiling, stay safe during these crazy times, and I will see you guys on my next one. Peace out.